what is COP and why does it matter?
The COP process. So the UN, they started in the early 90s with the UNFCCC, which perhaps you can explain, but they created this mechanism by which then the world had a venue or had a target towards talking with each other about climate change. And then that evolved towards annual meetings. So maybe you can explain that for our listeners.
Well, there were several things that happened in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s that led to this. There was the emergence of environmentalism as a movement and books like Silent Spring coming out really early. And with this raised awareness, there came to be questions about some of the industrial practices back then. Like, for example, spraying harmful pesticides all over to get slightly improved production on crops, a lot of other unsustainable practices that since we've given up. But a lot of those had to be international efforts because if one country disallowed, say, for example, the spraying of DEET on agricultural crops, the companies producing that would just sell it to another poorer country that would accept it. And so there had to be international cooperation more and more as we started creating issues that were inherently global rather than local. And this, another really important stepping stone towards this was when we figured out we were burning a hole in the ozone layer of the atmosphere, turning the sun into a deadly laser that causes cancer.
Right. And so by that you're talking about the Montreal Protocol, the
Yeah.
ozone layer issue.
Oh, right. You're Canadian. You get to be extra proud of hosting that. Yeah.
That's right.
Chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, are very effective for certain types of refrigeration, aerosol, but they have this toxic effect when they drift through the atmosphere and get to the upper layer where we have this default blanket of O2. And because of the very caustic chlorine involved, in the fluorocarbons, uh, that allows them to basically break apart the oxygen molecules and bind them and turn them into other materials. So even though CFCs don't stay in the atmosphere for a long time, they do create a chain reaction that consistently, for every bit of fluorocarbon up in the atmosphere, continues to create effect after effect of breaking down the ozone layer and turning it into other chemicals. So that meant that not only was there a growing health concern, but it was getting faster and faster and faster, the decay of the ozone layer, the more CFCs we sprayed out there. And so the entire world got together, and this is actually a huge win historically. It's kind of like our biggest single win against unnecessary existential crises that we've ever had. Because we got the entire world to, in only a few years, stop doing the thing that was going to poison and kill everyone and actually find alternate chemicals to perform those tasks.
And that was a fantastic win. I mean, problem essentially solved. The ozone has healed itself and
Mostly. We're using
mostly.
HFCs now. They're bad, but not nearly as bad.